luck if I just let it go. Did I knock the plane down? Oh, sorry, XK. Hello pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and today we're going to be doing an assembly video on the brand new FlightLine 850mm FW-190D, the Dora. Finally, we got the adversary out there. This is the second in line in our new Pocket Warbird series from FlightLine, and she looks really, really good. I have the first one, the P-51D Mustang, next to me, and you can see about the same. They are the same wingspan, perfect fun fighter jets to fly around at the park. And the beauty of both these models, not just the P-51, people have already been flying them, loving them, but they run on both 3S or 4S. So you have the option to keep it tame if you want to fly around the park, or you have the option to really let her rip on 4S power, which is what I'm going to do in the flight review. I'll probably do a flight on both, up to 2200, 3S and 4S is what I was flying the Mustang on, so I'm going to probably do that on the Dora too, but I would think maybe a lighter pack, you'd get some more punch with it, maybe like a 1600 or an 1800 milliamp, and you could probably even go down to like a 1300, but I really love it. Some of the differences real quick, when you pull it out of the box, as you'll see, all the decals are already pre-applied. You're not going to have to paint the tail the way you had to do with the P-51. That was really just because those are the schemes that we want to do schemes with the P-51 that were just different, but the Dora doesn't have too many different schemes. Maybe the only thing I would customize, I think I need the white spiral on my spinner. That would probably be the only thing I would do to it, but I really love her. Just looking at her, she's painted beautifully, and everything you should expect from a Freewing FlightLine product is all there. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to do a quick unboxing, show you how it comes out of the box. The box art is really nice, and it's upside down. And then we'll do a spec overview quick, so we'll just talk about the specifications of the electronics inside, things like that, and then we'll just, again, quickly run through the features, plug it in on the table, and we'll be done with this video. So let's get started with the unboxing. Alright guys, upon pulling it out of the box, you're going to see it is packaged really beautifully. As you pull all the pieces out, you're going to see there's not too much in there. But you're going to pull it out, you're going to get your prop assembly. So this is the baggie. This is going to have all your screws. It's going to have a wide lead because you have to wide lead your ailerons inside. This is just a 3-channel plane. Then you're going to pull out your 2 elevator pieces, your horizontal stabilizers. You also have a mini carbon spar that goes between your elevator. Then you're going to pull out your main wing, already assembled, and you'll just see it already has the aileron control rods connected, which is nice, and it just has 2 leads. Again, you're going to wide lead those together when you get it into the fuselage, but beautiful finish on her, and it's just a 2-screw construction for the main wing, so should have no problems getting it together. And then lastly, underneath, you're going to see your full fuselage all painted up with that beautiful yellow tail. Motor mount looks really good from the front. They got nice scale detail in a small package that I think guys are really going to flip out for. If you're going to make a P-51, you got to make an FW-190 for all the people who want to chase. I think FlightLine did a great job of getting a nice scale representation out of the Dora in this smaller size aircraft. Then taking the canopy off, you're going to see, again, nice deep pocket inside for such a small plane. You should have no problem with 2200s. Maybe even you could probably go a little higher, but I don't think I would just because that might make it a little more of a pig. But 1800, 1600 should go all the way to the front. And as you'll see a little later, plenty of space to mount an Admiral gyro. You could probably even fit a regular receiver and like a Eagle A3 gyro inside. It is pretty cavernous for what it is. So that'll do it, guys, for the unboxing. Now let's get over to the spec. Alright guys, running through the spec of this Dora, it is 850mm or 33.5 inches in wingspan, and it is only 820mm long or 32.3 inches long. So again, perfect plane to just keep in the back of your car. The motor is a 2836 950 kV brushless outrunner, and it is supplied with a 2-blade 9x6 propeller. That's going to be running on our 30 amp ESC. And then you have 3 9-gram plastic servos inside because all you're running is elevator and 2 ailerons in this. This is a 3-channel aircraft, just throttle, aileron, and elevator. And that'll get it done, guys, on the spec. Now let's do a step-by-step build. So Guys, step one in the build is going to be attaching your horizontal stabilizers. You'll see you get two pieces, and you also get the little carbon tube. So what you're going to do is get a little bit of glue. It's not supplied, so I hope you have some foam tack or some glue from some other FreeWing or FlightLine models that you've used in the past. But basically put a little glue on one side of the spar, fit it into one side of the horizontal stabilizer. Then I put a little glue on the foam itself that's going to press into the fuselage, slide it through, and then put glue on the other side of the carbon tube, and you should be all done with step one. Now moving on to step two, you want to flip your aircraft over. We're going to do the main wing. So you'll see in the back there is a nice hole in the fuselage and a big foam piece on the back of the main wing. That's what's going to slide in. You're going to slide it from the back to the front first. So get that foam piece slid in, and once you do, you're going to go over to your baggie and you're going to grab 2 of the 4 supplied screws. There are only 4 8mm screws. They're all the same. You're going to grab 2 of those and you're just going to drive them into the 2 holes on the front of the main wing, and you are done with the main wing assembly. So now at this stage, guys, you got a mostly completed FW-190. You're just going to need to put your prop on. So here's where I suggest getting your aircraft bound up first. Get your receiver in there, make sure all your servos are centered, and then you want to connect the 2 push rods for the elevators, which are already installed in the fuselage. So you're going to open the canopy, you see the elevator servo right there. Let's loosen that screw, and then you can slide back those push rods. Now, obviously, if you're plugged in and you're bound up already with whatever transmitter receiver you're using, that servo will be centered, or you will have centered it already. Mine was already centered. Then you can just begin to clasp on the 2 elevator rods to the control horns, and then you're pretty much all done. The last step in this is going to be the prop assembly, and it couldn't be simpler. You can see here the motor mount. They give you all the supplied pieces, so just follow this step by step. So after you slide everything onto the motor shaft, you're just going to use the 2 remaining 8mm screws to attach the spinner on the front, and you are all done with your prop. So there you go, guys. That's a step-by-step build for your FW-190. At this point, you are all built up and good to go. And now let's just go through some of the beautiful features on it. Obviously, you get nice scale markings all across your FW-190, and they're already pre-installed, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about that. Nice scale features they've done, like the exhaust, even like the TA-152. You got all the nice panel lines, the bumps in the foam, and just the overall shape of the FW-190, you know, very similar to our Mustang. A lot of the older park flyers like these, or fun fighters if you will, you know, they looked like Mustangs and Doras, but they weren't the perfect shape, and I think FreeWing and FlightLine have been nailing it with these smaller models. I mean, it's tough to obviously keep all the scale details in something so small, but I think this looks really good. I mean, even if you just bought it to display and not even fly it, it looks awesome, just like that. So now let's open up the canopy quick, show you just how cavernous. I have my Admiral Stability Plus gyro installed back here. The battery plates up front, so I should have no problem with, again, a 1600 or 2200 aren't very long. Probably going to be pushing that all the way down, so you have more than enough room. I'm just going to get my aerials sorted there, but looking really good and very simple. Again, just 3 channels are going to get it done. You have your 30 amp ESC. That's already attached on the sidewall here. And just make sure, look in the description of this video. I'll post it there. We did a video for the calibration for the Mustang on this 30 amp ESC. When I got mine out of the box and I first plugged it in, my throttle wasn't working. I had to lower the trim, so I had to recalibrate my throttle. And then also you want to check your air brake on the motor, because obviously you want to turn the air brake off. Mine was on when I got it, so just you're going to do that, and that video's in the link. It's literally the first option in the ESC calibration, and the second option does both the throttle calibration and the air brake. But obviously you want your air brake off, because when you lower your throttle, you want to make sure she winds down and you won't break your props. If your air brake's on and it locks like that as you're landing, you're going to be buying a bunch of 9x6 propellers. But now taking a look, one other feature I wanted to show, taking a look at the back, obviously all nice servo covers already pre-installed, but you will see this is a foam, all foam finish. They did include one plastic piece, and I hope you don't throw it out when you do the unboxing. This is your landing skid, and it is already molded to fit perfectly. Can you see the bump in the front? It's molded to fit perfectly right on your cowl. So it's going to go from the top all the way there. You're just going to glue that down, and then you have a nice skid so that you're not doing too much damage to your model when you land it. Grass isn't going to be a problem, but guys landing on pavement and such, you're definitely going to want that on there, and just a nice little option for everybody to put on. So now let's get her plugged in, and I have a 1600 4S here. I just want to rev her up a little bit, and let's hear that motor. So turn on my transmitter. Let's get her plugged in. Lock her down. Perfect. And now, perfect placement for a hand launch. I always hand launch these planes from the top going forward. I definitely don't hold it from the bottom. Let's bring my transmitter over, and here we're gonna wind it up. Ready? Be my luck if I just let it go. Did I knock the plane down? Oh, sorry, XK. I knocked the plane down. I always do that whenever I rev it up, but I have to do it on the table. I just have to. But you can see I turned my air brake off so that she just winds down perfectly. So if that's happening as you land, she'll bump and she'll land nicely. That's the way you want to do it. So that'll do it, guys, for the FW-190. We now have two solid options in the FlightLine, new FlightLine Pocket Warbird series. So whether you like the American Mustang or you want the German FW-190, they are available to you, and we sure hope that FlightLine comes out with a bunch more, because I think we need a Corsair, I think we need a BF-109, I think we need a lot more fun fighters, because I enjoy these. These are the type of models that I could just keep in my car, and you see an empty park and you can just get flying. But that'll do it here for this assembly video, guys. Check out the flight review, check out the product video, and check out the product pages now. All those links are in the description of this video. And also, join us in the conversation on Hobby Squawk. The Hobby Squawk forum is growing by leaps and bounds, and we love talking to everybody in there. That's where you'll always hear from Motion RC employees. So that'll do it for this video, guys. We'll see you next time.